Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest real estate deals in history, the Louisiana Purchase. But this isn't just a story about land and money. It's a story of revolution, ambition, and a Caribbean nation that unknowingly reshaped the future of the United States. So, how did the U.S. double its size overnight? Ain't. And what does Haiti have to do with it? Let's find out. The year is 1803. The United States is a young, ambitious country, and its president, Thomas Jefferson, has his eyes on westward expansion. A crucial piece of this puzzle was the port of New Orleans. This city was the gateway to the Mississippi River, a vital trade artery for American farmers west of the Appalachian Mountains. Whoever controlled New Orleans controlled the economic fate of the American frontier. Initially, Spain held the territory and they had a right of deposit agreement with the U.S., allowing American merchants to store goods in New Orleans tax-free. But in 1800, a secret treaty handed the vast Louisiana territory from Spain back to France, led by the formidable Napoleon Bonaparte. When this news leaked and Spain revoked the American right of deposit, panic set in across the United States. Jefferson knew he had to act. His original plan wasn't to buy a massive chunk of a continent. It was much smaller. He just wanted to buy New Orleans and maybe parts of Florida to secure river access. He sent his envoys, James Monroe and Robert Livingston, to Paris with a budget of $10 million to negotiate the purchase of the port city. But Napoleon had bigger plans. He envisioned a new French empire in North America, with the Louisiana territory serving as a breadbasket. Its purpose was to supply food and goods to France's most profitable colony, Saint-Domingue, which we know today as Haiti. This Caribbean island, rich in sugar and coffee plantations, was the crown jewel of the French colonial empire, generating immense wealth. Napoleon's grand strategy depended entirely on his control over this lucrative colony. And this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. While Jefferson was worrying about New Orleans, a monumental struggle for freedom was unfolding in Saint-Domingue. The enslaved population, under the brilliant leadership of Toussaint Louverture, had risen up in what we now call the Haitian Revolution. This was the largest and most successful slave revolt in history. For years, they fought against French forces, demanding their freedom and independence. Hey guys, if you're finding this slice of history interesting, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Your support means the world. Okay, let's get back to Napoleon. Napoleon, determined to crush the rebellion and restore slavery, sent a massive army of his best troops. Led by his brother-in-law, Charles Leclerc, he poured enormous resources into retaking the island. Initially, the French army saw some success, even capturing Toussaint Louverture through trickery. But the Haitian forces, now led by Jean-Jacques Dessalines, refused to surrender. They fought with incredible bravery, but they also had a powerful unintentional ally, yellow fever. The disease ravaged the unacclimated French soldiers. Within a couple of years, tens of thousands of French troops, including Leclerc himself, had perished. Napoleon's dream of a North American empire was dying in the Caribbean heat. The Haitian Revolution was a complete disaster for France. Napoleon had lost his best troops and sunk a fortune into a losing war. Without his prize colony of Saint-Domingue, the vast undeveloped Louisiana territory was suddenly useless to him. It was no longer a breadbasket for a non-existent sugar colony. It was just a huge, hard-to-defend piece of land. Plus, war with Britain was brewing again, and Napoleon desperately needed cash to fund his military campaigns in Europe. The territory was also a liability. If war broke out, the British Navy could easily seize New Orleans, and France would lose the land for nothing. So, when the American envoys, Livingston and Monroe, arrived in Paris in April 1803 to negotiate for New Orleans, they were met with a shocking, unexpected counteroffer. Napoleon's foreign minister Talleyrand didn't just offer them the port city. He asked, "What will you give for the whole of Louisiana?" The American diplomats were stunned. This was far beyond their instructions or their budget. But they knew a historic opportunity when they saw one. They didn't have time to wait for approval from Jefferson, which would have taken months by ship. They seized the moment. After easy, swift negotiations, they agreed on a price. The United States would pay $15 million for the entire Louisiana territory. That sounds like a lot of money, and it was at the time. It was a significant chunk of the young nation's budget. But let's break down the numbers. The territory spanned a staggering 828,000 square miles, or 530 million acres of land. When you do the math, that comes out to roughly 3 cents per acre. 3 cents. It's widely considered one of the greatest bargains in history. The Louisiana Purchase Treaty was signed on April 30th, 1803, and it officially doubled the size of the United States. So should the United States be grateful to Haiti? Absolutely. It's no exaggeration to say that, without the Haitian Revolution, the Louisiana Purchase would not have happened. The relentless fight for freedom by the Haitian people directly forced Napoleon's hand. They shattered his imperial ambitions in the Americas and made him so desperate for cash that he was willing to sell a territory the size of Western Europe for a fraction of its worth. The Haitian Revolution is the unsung hero of this American story. By fighting for their own liberty, the people of Haiti inadvertently paved the way for American expansion and manifest destiny. President Thomas Jefferson, despite his constitutional concerns about whether he had the authority to make such a purchase, urged Congress to ratify the deal. He understood its immense strategic importance. On December 20th, 1803, the French flag was lowered in New Orleans, and the American flag was raised, marking the formal transfer of power. The United States had taken a giant leap toward becoming a continental power. The impact of this purchase was immediate and profound. It opened up vast new lands for settlement and agriculture, fueling westward migration for decades. It gave the U.S. full control of the Mississippi River, securing the economic future of its western states and territories. Lewis and Clark's famous expedition was a direct result of the purchase. As Jefferson was eager to explore and map this immense unknown territory, but what modern-day states did this land become? The Louisiana Purchase wasn't just empty space. It was a treasure trove of resources and the future home to millions. In total, land from the purchase would eventually form all or part of 15 U.S. states. These are Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. In addition to those, large portions of Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, New Mexico, and Texas were part of the deal. And finally, parts of Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and of course, Louisiana itself were carved out of this massive acquisition. From the Gulf of Mexico to the Canadian border, the United States had transformed its geography and its destiny. So, the next time you think about the growth of the United States, remember it's not just a story of savvy American negotiators. It's a story deeply intertwined with the fight for freedom in the Caribbean. The Louisiana Purchase is a powerful reminder that history is interconnected in ways we don't always see. The courage of Haitian revolutionaries had a direct continent-shaping impact on the United States. It's a chapter of history that deserves to be remembered not just for the land that was bought, but for the human cost and sacrifice that made the sale possible in the first place. Thanks for watching, everyone. What are your thoughts on this hidden connection between the Haitian Revolution and American expansion? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.